In the summer of 1996, the German national team, Die Mannschaft, thrilled their home fans and made all of Europe tip their hats in respect by writing a journey full of bravery at Euro 96. Amidst the legendary Wembley sanctuary, they did not bring the flamboyant, soaring football of the French or the improvisational style of the Portuguese. Instead, Germany displayed a style of steel discipline, a tenacious fighting spirit, and the terrifying coldness of true tanks. Overcoming a storm of injuries that devastated the squad, they defeated hosts England on penalties and took down the Czech Republic with a historic golden goal. That championship was not just a title, but a resounding affirmation of German football's position after the country's reunification. But behind the aura of that Delaunay silver trophy were individuals with very unique destinies. 30 years have passed, time flowing like a rapid river, etching marks of ups and downs onto the lives of those former heroes. Some became architects for the entire football system. Some quietly found peace after health crises, and others had to taste the harshness of life after hanging up their boots. Let us turn back the pages of memory and step into the lives of the 12 most outstanding figures in the Euro 1996 champion German squad. Matthias Sammer, position sweeper libero. In the German squad of 1996, Matthias Sammer was not just a defender, he was the new Kaiser, the worthy successor to Franz Beckenbauer's number 6 shirt. At 29, Sammer played football at the highest level a defensive player could reach. He was the brain, the heart, the one who dictated the tempo and was ready to surge forward to score decisive goals, typically the strike against Croatia in the quarterfinals. His brilliant performance, covering the entire pitch with his fiery red hair, helped him win the Player of the Tournament award and subsequently the 1996 Ballon d'Or, a rare achievement for a defender. However, Sammer's peak was also when tragedy began to kindle. Just 1 year after the glory in England, a serious knee injury caused by a post-surgical infection forced him to retire early at the age of 31, leaving behind an unfinished career full of regret. Refusing to surrender to fate, Sammer turned to coaching, leading Dortmund to the Bundesliga title in 2002. Later, he became the sporting director of the German Football Association, DFB, and Bayern Munich. It was Sammer's sharp thinking and perfectionism to the point of harshness that laid the foundation for the dominance of German football and Bayern for a decade. Sammer's personal life was another silent battle. He is a private person, disciplined and extremely serious about his profession. The biggest incident struck when he was working at Bayern Munich. A mild brain circulation disorder threatened his health, forcing him to pause work to reevaluate life's values. Sammer realized that football was not everything. He stepped away from the hot seat, devoting more time to his family and his own health. The wisdom of a libero on the pitch helped him know when to advance and when to retreat in real life. Today, Matthias Sammer is a respected senior advisor at Dortmund and a sharp commentator on television. He still retains the authority of a Kaiser, but now with the composure of a man who has walked the line between life and death. Jürgen Klinsmann, position, striker/captain. Jürgen Klinsmann, the diver with flowing blonde hair, was the spiritual leader of the German team at Euro 96. At 32, Klinsmann carried within him a flame of enthusiasm that never extinguished. He was not just a goal scorer, he was an inspirer, running tirelessly and always present at the hottest spots. Despite being injured and suspended for some matches, his return in the final was a massive spiritual boost. The image of Klinsmann hoisting the trophy at Wembley with a radiant smile became a symbol of victory. After the tournament, Klinsmann continued his adventures through Italy, England, and the US before retiring. His life afterward was a journey to revolutionize football. He became the head coach of the German national team, bringing a youthful, fresh breeze and fiery attacking play to the 2006 World Cup, completely changing the aging face of the tank. He continued to lead Bayern Munich, the US national team, and recently South Korea. Whether successful or failing, Klinsmann always maintained a liberal and modern football philosophy. In real life, Klinsmann is a true global citizen. He lives in California, USA, flies helicopters, and leads a free, liberal life, quite different from the usual German stereotype. He is also a certified baker, his family's traditional trade. Klinsmann's optimism and open-minded thinking sometimes cause controversy, but no one can deny his influence. Today, after parting ways with the South Korean team, Jürgen Klinsmann has returned to life in the U.S., working as a commentator and enjoying time with his family, still keeping the bright smile of the striker from years ago. Andreas Kupke, position goalkeeper. Andreas Kupke at Euro 96 was the great guardian, a giant shadow in the goal frame. At 34, Kupke reached maturity late but brilliantly. He was an absolutely reliable stopper with extraordinary reflexes and a calm demeanor. The moment he saved Gareth Southgate's penalty in the semi-final against England, with eyes as cold as steel, went down in history, directly sending Germany to the final. Kupke that year was voted the best goalkeeper of the tournament, a worthy recognition of his talent. After the glory, Kupke continued to play for Marseille before returning to Nuremberg and retiring. Unlike the noise often associated with the goalkeeper position, Kupke chose a path of silent contribution. He became the goalkeeper coach for the German national team for 17 years, 2004 to 2021. It was he who was the teacher, the one who polished the next generations of legendary goalkeepers like Jens Lehmann and Manuel Neuer. Neuer's success at the 2014 World Cup bore a significant imprint of Kupke's hand. Kupke's daily life is extremely simple. He stays away from all scandals and is an exemplary family man. He always supported his son Pascal Kupke in following a football career but never created pressure. The certainty and reliability on the pitch are a reflection of the man in real life. A dedicated teacher, a caring father. Today, Andreas Kupke has retired from the German coaching staff, enjoying a leisurely life, occasionally participating in charity events, and serving as an ambassador for Nuremberg Club. Oliver Bierhoff, position, striker. Oliver Bierhoff at Euro 96 was the greatest super sub in German football history. At 28, before the final, he was still just a supporting actor. But when thrown onto the field, Bierhoff performed a miracle, scoring the equalizer and then the first golden goal in the history of major tournaments, crowning Germany champions. With supreme aerial ability and the coldness of an assassin, Bierhoff changed the fate of the match and his own career in just a few short minutes. After that historic moment, Bierhoff rose to become a top star at AC Milan, winning the Serie A title and becoming the top scorer. After retiring, he did not choose the coaching profession but utilized his economics degree to become a manager. In the role of director of the German national team for 18 years, Bierhoff was the chief architect building the modern Die Mannschaft brand, professionalizing every stage from logistics to media, contributing greatly to the 2014 World Cup victory. However, his managerial career ended in regret after the German team's consecutive failures at the 2018 and 2022 World Cups. In real life, Bierhoff is the model of a successful, elegant, and intelligent businessman. He always maintains a polished image, speaks concisely, and has a long-term vision. The precise calculation in the penalty box years ago helped him become a sharp administrator. Today, Oliver Bierhoff is active in sports consulting and business in the US and Germany, still a powerful gentleman of world football. Andreas Möller, position, attacking midfielder. Andreas Möller, or Andy, was the embodiment of arrogance and natural talent. At Euro 96, at the age of 28, Möller was the conductor of attacking plays when Hessler was tightly marked. His most memorable moment was the decisive penalty kick against England in the semi-finals and the chest-out celebration full of haughtiness right at Wembley. An image that made the English hate him bitterly, but made the Germans gloat. Although suspended for the final, Möller's contribution to the general play was irreplaceable. Möller's career was always accompanied by controversy, from the transfer to arch-rivals Schalke 04 to diving incidents. But after retiring, he made efforts to change his image. He participated in coaching, having served as an assistant for the Hungarian national team, managed Frankfurt's youth team, and worked as the director of the youth training center. Möller wanted to use his experience to teach young players not only technique, but also how to behave under public pressure. Möller's personal life later became much quieter compared to his reckless youth. He focused on his family and professional work, rarely appearing in the media with shocking statements. The arrogance of the past gave way to the maturity of a seasoned man. Today, Andreas Möller is still attached to German football in a technical management role, an important part of nurturing young talent for Eintracht Frankfurt Club. Thomas Hessler, position, midfielder. Thomas Hessler, the short man nicknamed Ick, was the magical feet of the German team, only one. 66 meters tall, but at Euro 96, Hessler was a giant of technique. Dribbles where the ball seemed glued to his feet, passes that tore apart defenses, and his free kick ability were potent weapons. In a tournament where Germany played pragmatically, Hessler was the soft artistic touch, keeping the rhythm and creating tirelessly. However, life after football for this world and European champion met many obstacles. Hässler fell into financial crisis. His marriage broke down, and he struggled to find a position in top-level coaching. At one point, fans were heartbroken to see him participate in reality TV shows like Jungle King to make a living. He accepted coaching lower league teams, amateur teams in Berlin, even in the 6th or 7th division. But it was in difficulty that Hässler's pure love for football shone. He did not mind fame, ready to stand on muddy pitches to teach amateur players. He found simple joy in passing on the trade. The struggles of Ike in real life make people love and sympathize even more with a genius. Today, Thomas Hässler is still diligently working as a coach for a small team in Berlin, living a simple but full life with his passion for the round ball. Jürgen Kohler, position, center back. Jürgen Kohler, the football god Fußballgott in the hearts of Dortmund fans, came to Euro '96 as the #1 stopper. But tragedy struck in the opening match. He suffered a serious injury after just 14 minutes and had to bid farewell to the tournament. Although unable to play, Kohler did not leave the team. He stayed, becoming an unofficial assistant, a spiritual leader motivating his brothers from the sidelines. Kohler's spirit was the glue that held Germany's patchy squad together that year. After the tournament, Kohler returned strongly and won the 1997 Champions League with Dortmund. After retiring, he tried his hand at coaching but was not very successful. The biggest event happened to him was a cardiovascular health issue, forcing him to pause work for treatment. But with the bravery of a steel defender who once pocketed Van Basten, Kohler conquered the illness. In real life, Kohler is a gentle person, completely contrary to his rugged appearance on the field. He actively participates in charitable activities, especially foundations supporting children with heart disease. He lives humbly, cherishing family and traditional values. Today, Jürgen Kohler is working in youth training and frequently appears as a brand ambassador, remaining one of the most respected monuments of German football. Christian Ziege, position, left back/left midfielder. Christian Ziege at Euro '96 was a tornado on the left flank. At 24, he was comprehensive in attack and defense, the one who opened the scoring in the match against the Czech Republic in the group stage. Ziege's hair and angular face created a strong personality. He was one of the best fullbacks of the tournament, providing effective wing attacking solutions when the center was blocked. Ziege's career later spanned big clubs like Milan, Liverpool, and Tottenham. However, an extremely severe thigh injury while playing for Tottenham in 2002 almost caused him to have his leg amputated. Ziege went through moments of life and death to keep his leg, but his top-flight career faded from there. After retiring, he turned to coaching. Life tragedy struck Ziege again in 2017 when his beloved wife Pia passed away after a long illness. The pain of losing his life partner caused Ziege to collapse. He withdrew from football for a while to take care of his family. The grit of a player who once faced the risk of disability helped him resiliently become a pillar for his children. Today, Christian Ziege has returned to football as a coach in Austria and Germany, carrying the feelings of a man who has gone through too much loss but still stands firm. Stefan Reuter, position, right back/right midfielder. Stefan Reuter, nicknamed Turbo thanks to his wind-tearing speed, was the man guarding the right flank of the German team. At 29, Reuter brought stability and experience. He attacked and defended rhythmically, a key link in the counter-attacking defense system. Reuter's endurance helped Germany maintain a solid stance against strong opponents. He is one of the rare players to win both the 1990 World Cup and Euro '96. After retiring in Dortmund colors, Reuter proved himself not only fast on the pitch, but also sharp in business. He became one of the most successful football executives in Germany. As sporting director of FC Augsburg for over a decade, Reuter turned a tiny team into a stable name in the Bundesliga with a limited budget. Reuter's life is a model of success and stability. He rarely talks about himself, always letting the work results speak. He is a man of strategy, with foresight. Today, Stefan Reuter has moved to a senior advisory role after leaving Augsburg, enjoying the fruits of an illustrious career both on and off the pitch. Marcus Babbel, position, defender. Marcus Babbel at Euro '96 was the youthful rock in the defense. At 23, he played maturely, a worthy replacement for injured seniors. Babbel played the entire final, locking down the Czech spearheads. He represented the talented next generation of German football. Babbel's career later flourished with Liverpool with the historic treble. But then, tragedy struck. He contracted Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare disease that paralyzes the nervous system. From a top athlete, Babbel had to sit in the wheelchair, unable to move, facing the risk of permanent disability. The journey of conquering the vicious disease to return to the pitch and win. The Bundesliga with Stuttgart afterward is a fairy tale of extraordinary willpower. In real life, Babel is a heavy metal fan, tattooed, and has a strong personality. He lives liberally, frankly, and is not afraid of confrontation. The near-death and disability experience made him cherish life more than ever. Today, Marcus Babel is a coach and television commentator, using his own story of overcoming fate to inspire millions. Thomas Helmer. Position: center back/sweeper. Thomas Helmer was the great stuntman. When Kohler was injured, then Sammer was in pain, Helmer was always the one chosen to fill the most critical positions. At 31, his versatility and experience were priceless. In the final, it was he who saved a certain goal and contributed greatly to the solidity of the German defense. Helmer was a silent hero, always completing the task no matter the position. After retiring, Helmer made a spectacular turn. Instead of becoming a coach, he became a journalist, a famous TV presenter. He is a familiar face of the program Doppelpass, the most popular football talk show in Germany. Intelligence, fluent speaking ability, and professional knowledge helped him succeed brilliantly in his new role. Helmer's life is very dynamic. He participates in many social activities and is an ambassador for children's charities. He proved that football players can also become excellent media figures. Today, Thomas Helmer is still a sought-after MC, a weighty voice in the German sports press. Mehmet Scholl. Position: attacking midfielder. Mehmet Scholl, the boy of German-Turkish heritage, was more than just a footballer in the mid-1990s. He was a cultural symbol and a teenage idol. At a time when German football was often associated with discipline, power, and efficiency, Scholl represented something different: elegance, spontaneity, and emotional freedom. For many young fans, he embodied a new Germany, diverse, creative, and unafraid to express individuality. At Euro 1996, Scholl was not a guaranteed starter. Persistent injuries limited his minutes and kept him from establishing rhythm throughout the tournament. Yet when it mattered most, he was there. Scholl featured in the final, contributing subtle touches, intelligent movement, and technical calm in a high-pressure environment. He was not the loudest presence, nor the strongest physically, but he added something rare to a muscle-heavy collective: imagination. In a team built on structure and tactical rigor, Scholl was the improvisational spark, the soft brushstroke on a steel canvas. Beyond the tournament, Scholl's club career with Bayern Munich elevated him to legendary status. He won 8 Bundesliga titles, multiple domestic cups, and the UEFA Champions League, becoming one of the most technically gifted midfielders in the club's history. However, his career was also defined by fragility. Repeated injuries earned him the ironic nickname, the English Patient, as his body often failed to keep up with his talent. Still, when fit, Scholl played the game with a natural rhythm that few German players could replicate. Off the pitch, Mehmet Scholl has always been a lovable rebel. He openly rejected football cliches, embraced indie rock music, and even founded his own record label. As a television pundit, he became known for brutally honest, sometimes shocking, opinions, once dismissing a generation of young players as pampered children. He never sought approval, and never adjusted his personality to fit expectations. Scholl ultimately refused numerous high-profile coaching offers, valuing personal freedom over professional ambition. He chose a life without rigid frameworks, following his artistic instincts instead. Today, Mehmet Scholl lives largely outside the media spotlight, quietly pursuing creative passions. Yet in the collective memory of German football, he remains unforgettable. The most beloved bad boy, a reminder that artistry can exist even in the most disciplined footballing cultures.